Alright, so we've got an unboxing. Obviously these are not new, but here's the deal. I have these, which I got online because I use this size all the time, and I went and got these because I needed pieces to use with those, and the ones that came with the cheap kit were terrible. But I had to buy this whole kit in order to get them, and I needed that days. This was a while ago. And I needed the piece to mount this 1/4-inch sanding loop on, sleeve on, and it was right there. And it's one that's just smaller than that. And anyways, there's a lot of stuff in here I haven't used yet. But anyways, I've had this kit sitting around, this accessory kit, sitting around for a while, unused, because this puppy decided that he wanted to quit the job. So you can see you've got some accessories here. This is the DREMEL 4000. It worked awesome until it didn't work. And then it didn't work at all. And there we go. There you can see the way I use it. Most of the time is with that for detail work. And so there are a lot of things in here that I just haven't been able to use because this puppy, when plugged in, just won't turn on. And I don't know why. I don't know. It just decided to quit, and so I've spent some time looking around, and the best replacement option for this that I was able to research is this one here. So I have gone ahead and picked it up. I bought it at Home Depot. I like not having to wait for shipping if possible, and so I went ahead and grabbed it there, but I did price match. And so this one on the shelf is $119 something, so $120 plus tax. And I went ahead price matched, so it ended up out the door being $101.77, I believe. Less than $102 out the door after tax. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and see what we have going. That way I can share that with you and I can use it. Then we'll put it side by side with that one, which obviously there's no competition because that one died. Okay, so now I'm going to compare the two of these, and gonna open this up for the first time. See the best way to open it. Start from this side. Yep. Fold the handle in. It's pretty simple. Okay, the side that comes on the front of the box is the back. This case is black. This case is gray with black handle. This is all black. This one says DREMEL. This one says DREMEL 4300. See if I can, yep, show you the difference there. And it looks like, let's see. So the box itself, the case itself is a little bit bigger. You can see there. And the latch system on this one is just a simple push and clip closed. Looks like they've worked on that a little bit here. This one a little more robust. So it just clips out. I was thinking it was a folding clip, but no. It has a hinge on it. And it clips out like that. So compared to the old one, okay, that's open the same direction. There you can see, find out what all is in that bag, but you can see it's pretty similar, just a little more space in the, a lot more space, almost, yeah, it's at least double in the cord section, which is good because I got other stuff in there. There's more space up here, paperwork mostly it looks like, that's all that is. Little instructions how to put the light on, and then all those tips, which, let's see, I have this one here, I have this one here, it's the same. This one is a little more closed off than the new one, it looks like, maybe? No. It looks like it's identical. This shield that's just a see-through, I don't have that one. Though, I don't know what this is. Piece 932. I'm gonna have to check out what that is. Like I say, I'm just opening this, so I don't know. Piece 932, as you can see there. And the light is on it. It has one of those little pull tabs. Don't know what for, but it's just a little LED there. And this has the different kind of chuck. Let's see. It's just, I guess the light and this chuck are the biggest differences. This is the one with no tools. And that will be really convenient. You just hand tighten it down. It's definitely going to be faster than having to pull out a wrench. But it looks like the light and all these pieces are going to be compatible on both models, because you can see if you look right in there, you can see it has the shape of the wrench, and I'll show you that on some other one here. Let's see, on just the piece that's on there. So if you look here, you can see that this piece has a wrench built into it for that chuck right there. See, you can see the shape of it, and that fits right on the flat edges here, so that I can loosen or tighten when I lock the motor with that button there. And it's similar, it's just a different color button on this one, on the 4300. And looking at these side by side, the hanging clip is here for this one, for the 4000, and the 4300 hanging clip is on the other side. And I don't know if that's better. I think that's just going to be indifferent. Eventually I will buy the extension to hang this and use the other piece, but right there I don't think it makes a bit of difference for me. The speed range, I think it looks a little easier to see on the 4000 instead of the 4300. There are both 5 to 3500 RPM. They move the same way. If you look at it straight on. There's a much larger window on the 4000 than the 4300. For the 4300, you really have to be looking at it at this angle in order to see it straight through. The button, the on and off button, is much larger on the 4300, about twice the size. I like that for sure. The brushes look like they are going to be the same, ease of access. There's breathability here, a little ventilation for the motor there on the 4000, but not the 4300. On the sides, looks like, I was thinking the ventilation was going to be a little bit better on the 4300. It definitely is back here. That is way better at that one spot. Here it's spread all over. I don't know if that's going to be better or worse overall. To the other side, it's the same thing. Just a greater opening all at once. And on this side, they just changed the direction. But there is a wider opening, so there might be a little more airflow out, and that's something I would really prefer, because this one heated up quite a bit as I'd use it. I use them for a prolonged time and at higher speeds, so I definitely prefer more ventilation from the motor, because sometimes this got to where it was uncomfortable to hold without a glove while working, and so that's something that I was hoping would be better, and it looks like right between this and this being wider openings that'll have better airflow, and I really hope so, but we'll find out with time. So those are the main external ones. I just don't know why they didn't put another vent there. Maybe I don't know, but adding more here but taking away the one on the bottom, that doesn't make sense to me. I wish they would have just kept more airflow altogether. This right here was taken away, I can see right there. That is soft, kind of a silicone feeling. There's is that a magnet? No, it's just a metal clip for the hanging clip to stay put. There's the number 2 here. Doesn't have anything on the other side. And it looks like there was something painted on this as well. And at one point in time. Oh, it's the number 2 as well. Yep. Maybe that's just what side. I don't know. I don't know too much about the manufacturing on these. This one says Dremel here. This one does not. It says Dremel here. That one does, but this one is raised letters. And the 4300 printed on a sticker. There's a lot more rubbery grip on the 4300 than there is on the 4000. All the way up to here. This is as well. It's just a lot more used. I like the ribs on here, just better grip overall compared to nothing on this side. And I don't know if that's going to make any difference at all to me right there. But you know, I'm just not using that area. Look at it right at the tip. You can see biggest difference there. And let's see. So that's not going to come off without removing the chuck, which I have no desire to do. But I might have to put some of these other things, bits on. So I'll figure that out. It looks like, okay, so that key, just like this one, it fits around underneath the chuck. I can see that now. You see there? Right there, you can see that flat edge. So the key's gonna fit there to help loosen it up. Anyways, for a comparison side by side, they look about the same size. I think I'd have to put them on a scale, but just right off in my hand, they're pretty close to the same weight, cord considered. Yeah, I wouldn't say one is a lot lighter than the other by any means. I do think I'm going to keep some of these attachments from my old one because I don't have this in the new kit, and I've used that before for some routing. I really like that. I do circles a lot better. Use this to make wooden plates and things, and then this handle that just keeps things a little bit further away for some detail work. That one's been helpful. I've used that a lot, and so we'll see if I like this chuck or not. And that handle would go in place of this light. You can see how that goes right below this piece, and actually goes right around it. Let me see how I get this. See if I can figure out how to get this off. There we go. And so it's weird that I have to remove the whole thing to add these attachments. Let's see. Well, yeah. Huh. That's new to me. But so I remove the light. Now you can see, look in there, you can see the shape of that key. A little built-in wrench. And all of these attachments will go on the same. Just screw them on. And I'll put the chuck back in after. This one goes on like this. Obviously I can't put it there, it'll lock the motor, but anywhere else you can usually put it right about there. And then I would put the regular chuck back on. In this case I would remove the light, put that puppy on, and I wonder if that's going to be too far out, if I can put this back on and have it functional. Oops, if I lock the motor. Yeah, that'll work just fine. So you can see that's how I use that. Detail work. It makes it really easy to, work with something and not have my hand covering the vents for the heating or for the cooling of the motor, so it doesn't overheat. But that's a piece I use a lot, and so I am definitely keeping that. I'm glad that's going to work. But let's see about this light. I don't know why it comes with a sticker that gets everything all sticky, like something you buy at a thrift store. That's annoying. It wasn't stuck to anything. It was just, it wasn't like covering a battery spot or anything. It was just there. Oh, lights on. Okay. So it doesn't look like it'd be extremely helpful. It's if I'm really close to something, it might help, but it's not super bright. I guess it looks bright in the camera, but it's not. It doesn't cast as much light as the camera's picking up. The camera's recognizing things a little more for nighttime, I guess. But, well, here, I'll compare this See that on the box to my headlamp. So but we'll give it a try. I mean, really, this was the biggest difference in research that I could see between these models was this one came with a light, and it seemed to really like a gimmicky light. It's tiny, but we'll see. I mean, for some folks, maybe that's a big deal, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be super effective for mine, for my application of it. So we'll see. But I'm not worried about that. See in the box here, looks like a pretty similar kit. They both pop out. Let's see if I can get that one out. There we go. Has some just general use items, attachments, and I'm sure that everything that's in here I have either in here or in that case somewhere, plus some. I definitely have extra stuff that I had picked up for specific jobs or projects, so I don't think I'll even be opening this for a bit, but that looks like everything will have a place at least, and I might need that case just for the extra stuff, but I do have this one here, and I know I'm really glad I picked this up because I'm going to use a lot of this stuff real soon. Projects I've just had sitting around waiting, and that I backburnered because that one just completely stopped working, and so now I'm going to be able to get some good projects done. These will be goes up to 240 here in these little sanding discs. Obviously I haven't used any of those. What I use most is this right here. These 1/4 inch sanders. I've got now 3 sets for getting a fine polish, and maybe I'll start polishing some stuff because I've got some things that could use it. We'll see though. If I do, I'll keep you up to date. So grinding discs, cut-off discs, definitely going to use some of those. I've got some things that I need to swap out that need cut, and so to show how much I use the quarters, I bought this, and I mentioned it before. I bought this kit online. Just figured I'd give it a try because this was like $5 or something for all of these. I don't remember. Maybe it was less, maybe it was more. But it came with all these different grits, and 4 of these, which were just really junky. They're just not good quality, and I went through them real quick, and it's like 5 of these. The rubber came off, as you can see on the one that's in there, and it's just, let's see if I can pull this out. That's why I went ahead and bought that other kit, because it was the only thing that I could get at the time that I didn't have to order, that actually had that particular adapter in it for these 1/4 inch sanding pieces. Right there, the rubber just melts off on these cheap ones, so that was a real disappointment. But you can see the grits that are in here from 60 to 320. I mostly just use the 60s, and if the DREMEL brand, which is what's in this chuck, if that one lasts real well, you can just, the rubber on that is just so much thicker and better quality than the cheapo pieces. Even though you can see their advertisement is it's even using the same handle that I use. But you can see it's a total copy, and based off of what I'm experiencing with those pieces, the sanding, little round sanding pieces, they last just fine, the same as the others, but the adapter for it was junk, so I wouldn't buy that brand fake Dremel, even though it looks just like that Dremel that I had, almost. You know, I wouldn't, just based on the experience here. I'm happy with buying the Dremel. I got it from Home Depot. They price matched. It saved me 20 bucks, 25 bucks ish. They price matched it for an online competitor that was like 95 bucks, and their price in the store was 119 plus tax, 119 and change, so 120 plus tax, and I ended up out the door at 101 and change. So definitely happy with the Home Depot price match program. That's one of the reasons, like I said, that I buy stuff there, because I get other folks reasonable prices without having to wait to ship it from a smaller or maybe mom and pop shop that's out of town. And hey, as much as I'd love to support some mom and pop shops, sometimes I just need to get a job done, and I can't wait for it to be shipped. And so in this case, it was just time to get it, and that's how it went. So, you know, if I had the option of getting it from a competitor mom and pop shop here in town at that price, I definitely would have been happy to do that. But there are a lot of perks for me from, you know, purchasing at Home Depot. I've got the option to return anything that's messed up within a year, like you've seen me talk about with the belt sander, and just the confidence that, you know, I have an established trust with being able to return a faulty tool, and for me that's a big deal. Other things I will shop around, but you know, well, for tools I'll shop around as well, but in this case it's something that's worth that rolling with the established trust, because I know if something goes wrong, they're close and they're going to fix it, because they have in the past, and I expect that they will continue to have that same honesty in business that I've experienced until this point. So that is my unboxing and side-by-side comparison. I'll give you an update later on after some extended use, because right now I don't know how it works. I haven't even plugged it in. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to plug it in and give it a spin real quick for you, but I'm not going to use it for anything right now. So set it all the way down. Turn it all the way up. Turn it all the way back down. Turn it off. That's pretty quiet. Sorry for stepping in front of the camera. This is where my plug is. And the old one, I'll show you. I'm going to plug it in. If this works, that's going to be the first time in a long time, and it's just a mystery to me. Oh, there it is. Same faulty problem. Now, if you have experienced this with your Dremel 4000, please tell me if you were able to fix it, how. Because this was great when it was working. I just don't understand why it's dead. Because it is. Totally dead. That's it. Won't do anything. That's on. It's got nothing. It's plugged in to the same plug that one was just plugged into. So, yeah, if you know how to fix that, let me know. I'd be happy to fix it. Yeah. Then I could have two great tools. But that's where I'm at. Now I can get to town. I'm gonna use that tomorrow and that is gonna help me clean up some details on a dresser that I've been waiting for that to restore. So that's it. Thank you for joining me and for hitting that subscribe and the thumbs up button. And if you've got questions or suggestions or comments about your experience with a Dremel or a rotary tool, or a good off-brand replacement for what I'm doing, like I mentioned earlier, one that's not junky like this turned out to be, please leave it in the comments below. Leave a link for me. I'd be real happy to check it out and give it a try if I can. So thank you ahead of time, and you'll see me next time.